Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Football Brief podcast. I'm your host, Aaron, all the way over in New York City. As always, I'm joined by my beautiful, lovely co-host, Brad, over in sunny Manchester. Let's get into it. How you doing, bro? Did you like your little intro?
Thanks, man. Lovely intro. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Clink.
On
I just
the
thought,
sparkling Scottish mountain water today.
Ooh, I'm on the
Exciting.
Yorkshire Gold.
Yorkshire Gold.
Yorkshire Gold, mate.
You've had that sent to you. They don't sell that in the States, do they?
No, they do, but it's like it costs so much money. So yeah, no, it was
You
over.
shipping your tea in and that, just like the old English used to do. Ship your tea around the world.
Standard, man. East India Trading Company. What? Anyway, sorry. Good to see you again, bro. Always enjoy seeing your face. I've been very nice in these last 30 seconds. I've been too nice, actually. That's the last nice comment you're going to get from me now.
It's the joyfulness of your team doing well, resurging from the depths of loss.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I need to say actually as well. You are currently watching I can't even pronounce the name, but Manchester United versus
Victoria Pilsen. Victoria Pilsen.
Pilsner, yeah, them.
So yeah, that's where Pilsner's made, yeah.
You are currently watching them live, so you have full permission to jump, shout, scream if you see or hear anything that's good or bad. Just mind your language, please.
Well, we've had 77% possession for the last 10 minutes or so. It's been all us, so just need to start doing something with the ball. But yeah,
okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
How's things your end? You good?
I'm all good, mate. Yeah. Final stages now of getting ready to come back to the UK. Fly to Edinburgh on Sunday. So it's just crept up, man. So yeah, I'm all good, man. I'm all good. Right, should we kick off the episode then?
Absolutely. We'll start off with our brief news. So Dan Ashworth has gone. I'm sure everybody's seen, linking in with that. So for him and Eric Ten Hag, it's a £21 million mistake that it's cost us to pay and pay out.
Wow. Yeah, things are going on there, but I'm sure things will surface in the next few days. Gary O'Neill has announced that he drinks a comfortable 20 cups of tea a day. 20 cups of tea a day because of the stress that he's managing Wolverhampton Wanderers, clearly. That's where you're going wrong, Gary. Maybe focus more on the tactics and not sipping from your tea. But yeah, 20 cups of tea a day. I find that crazy.
I mean, that's constantly a brew in hand, isn't it?
I thought my nan drank a lot. That's like chain smoking, but chain drinking. Anyway. So yeah.
Brilliant. Well, another bit of news relating to the second tier in English football, the Championship. West Brom last night won 2-0, which was their first home win since September, and ended a drawing streak of 10 draws in their last 11 games. There have been 5 0-0s, there's been 3 1-1 draws, and twice it's been 2-2. So well done, West Brom, for not drawing.
Boing, Baggies. I wonder why you're keeping a keen eye on the Baggies. I'm sure you can say more in later episodes. David Coop has finally been sacked by the PGMOL. It's official now. Not that we were under any illusion that it was going to happen, but as of I think yesterday, it's Thursday the 12th of December, right? As it stands. So yeah, he was sacked yesterday, I think, so Wednesday. So that ends his refereeing career.
Yeah, and I hope he can get the help that he clearly needs as well on the back of all this.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, fair. Okay, I'll just say I know we both wanted to say something, just a quick, sending out a quick message of love and support for Mikel Antonio, the West Ham forward, who I know everybody is aware that he was involved in a pretty major car crash a few days back. I think he's since had to have an operation on one of his legs. It's rumoured that he's going to be out for about a year. There's no indication of yet to whether he's going to come back and actually play. But I've heard that West Ham as a club potentially may offer him a new contract. I don't know whether that's to sort of help pay him throughout it, or I don't know the situation fully, so I can't comment too much. But either way, I think it's so good that West Ham are supporting their player. He's been a good servant to them. So, from myself, and I know from you as well, Brad, because you mentioned it before off air, we just wish you a speedy recovery, Mikel Antonio, and thinking about you, bro. So that ends our brief news. We will now roll on to brief opinions.
So, with recent events, from an outside perspective, I'm very interested to know, do you think Ineos have a clue?
No, okay, I think they do have a clue. In short, I think they do have a clue. I think if you're referring to the whole Dan Ashworth debacle and the Ten Hag as well, to a point, I would rather they've been proactive in the sense that they've clearly something's not working, or they found something that not to their liking, and rather than wait, they've acted fairly swiftly, and they've thought, well, rather than just keep him on, we're going to get rid. So, although he'd only just joined, I think it says something about them and the way they operate to just get rid of him without hesitation. It's easy to say they haven't got a clue. I still think you're suffering from a lot of the old regime, a lot of the dead wood, not just on the pitch, but up in the boardroom. So these things take time. It takes time to gut out a normal business. When you've got a corporation like Manchester United, which is a massive global brand, it's going to take time. You've now got the manager in charge. There's talk about Rashford going as well. There's talk about, people coming in. And so it's just one of the, you're in flux at the minute. So, answer to your question is
been in flux for a decade.
Well, answer to that question, I think Ineos have got a clue, but the rest of it you can probably comment on because it's your club. But from an outsider, that's what I see.
All right, well, I appreciate that. And look, I suppose, on the on the side that you say it's not just on the pitch that we've got some of the old regime still there. We've pretty much got an Ajax defence today. De Ligt, Martinez, Masraoui, Anana. It's
Look, I think you will be good again. I don't know when again's going to be, but it will happen at some point in the next decade or two. Okay, my first opinion for you, or brief opinion. Referees are apparently set to award a corner to the opposition if goalkeepers hold on to the ball for too long, under a new system being considered by football's lawmakers. I don't know who these lawmakers are, but that is what's apparently been looked at. Goalkeepers taking too long to kick the ball out, i.e. Emi Martinez. Referees may then just award the opposition a corner. You're taking too long, corner. What do you think about that potential?
I do hate it when time's being wasted, especially by the keepers. When you see them place the ball, replace it, and they just take ages. It's a tactic that's used, but I suppose what the game is trying to do is make this as saleable a product as possible by keeping the ball in play as much as possible. We know there's been a huge push on it with players getting yellow cards for delaying kickoffs and things as well. So, look, there has to be some jeopardy because it gets into 80 minutes of the game. The keeper quite happy to take a yellow card. There isn't really that jeopardy. Whereas if you're only one goal up, and jeopardy is that you might give that team a set piece in the way of a corner. It does add further jeopardy, so hopefully would discourage it. So yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think that's okay. I wouldn't like to see it just getting dished out right corner. I think there's got to be a bit of a warning, first. But look, instead of giving a keeper a yellow card, then opposition a corner. Let's go.
Interesting. I didn't think of it like that, and that's actually, it's why we do these opinions, because we have different sides. But that's okay. I'm all for that. I like that.
Look, I'm not saying that if Onana's time wasting and it goes out for a corner and it's the last few minutes, I won't be fuming. I absolutely will be. I'll say it's a stupid rule because I'm a fickle football fan.
Sure, but
taking a balanced view then, yeah.
There is an argument as well that, like, are we messing too much with the game? Or do we think the game needs to evolve? Because it is evolving in ways of tactics and players and positions and stuff. And time wasting is, I guess, part of that evolution, which managers are using. So would that rule just be part of that, or do you think we're messing around too much? Just quickly,
I think a bit of both. I think we are definitely messing around too much. But then everything goes through digital transformation. So we've introduced technology. That's still a transition that we're trying to manage and get the best out of, working alongside people and VAR. And then these new rules that are coming in, players know now that they'll get a yellow if they delay a restart, and you don't see them booting balls away anymore. So
yeah, true.
I think you quickly learn, and it will just eradicate it quite quickly from the game. So I don't think we'll see more than half a dozen examples at the start of next season, for example, if they brought it in then. And then it would just eradicate it from the game and be few and far between from there.
Perfect. Well, that's good answer. Thank you. I like that opinion.
My second and final brief opinion that I'm seeking from you is Big Ange. Big Ange. Will he last the season? Spurs fans getting very disgruntled. And to add a bit of context to this, I'm going to say he's like the Bielsa of a Big Six club, in that he just will not change his playing style. Red cards, 10 men, 2-0 down, doesn't matter. 2-0 up, doesn't matter. Attack. And I think initially the Spurs fans were really liking that, and it was engaging, but they are losing some games which they really shouldn't be losing now. So do you think he's got the backing? Or, do you think he might be in trouble?
It's just who we are, mate. I want to start off by saying I really like Big Ange, whether it's because he's slightly comical without meaning to be, whether it's because he just cusses out the media, he's quite rude, but in a way that's quite dry. Don't know, his humor just I find him funny, but he has just fell into this trap of Spurs, hasn't he? And the more managers Spurs get in, and the more they fail, the more it just says to me that clearly what they're doing right now isn't fully working from and I'm going to call him out. I'm going to say Daniel Levy and a board point of view. And I know it's not all about the board, and I know he's dished out money, and I know they've got this new stadium. But when you've got a certain wage structure for players, which is great, and it was great 10 years ago, with that they couldn't go above a certain amount of money. So your likes of Harry Kane were never going to hit crazy amounts of money, which was good to a point. But like we just said before, the game's moved on now. The game's evolved, and players, they want and expect more money. If you can't offer that, then you're not gonna ever get the best players in. So I do feel a bit frange in that sense. But yeah, Bielsa's a good comparison. He does need to change it up a bit. I think, consistency is key. Whether you look good on the pitch is amazing, and you can look really flamboyant and fluent, but if you're conceding goals against Ipswich and losing the games, like it becomes a bit silly, and it's only going to last so long before the fans start to get on your back. So was the question, is he going to last the season? So you said?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he'll last the season. He'll last the season.
Okay, fair.
I'd be shocked.
I suppose
if he didn't.
Just on that as well, with you saying in terms of the investment. Now, I've never been Daniel Levy's biggest fan. However, I do think he's invested in the squad to a point. They've brought in the likes of Richarlison, Solanke, Maddison. They have got a great squad. They've got that good a squad that can go out and spank City, and really turn up some big games and then go away and lose against Bournemouth or something. But I think they've got a very good squad, Son's great, obviously. You've got Werner there, who's been doing bits for them.
He hasn't. Werner's crap, mate. Sorry, Timo Werner's crap. He is.
I was trying to give him some love, man. No. The guy's been awful since he came to the Prem. He's done nothing, man.
So you make a really good point. To be fair, I'm going to come back at you because you made a good point then. Okay, he has invested, but I guess the argument is
his eyes aren't on the football.
Well, no, he's just invested in the he's invested so much money, like on Solanke. Solanke's a good player, but like, why not spend all that money on someone who's a bit more proven? Do you know what I mean? And Richarlison, yeah, he's okay. And Werner, come on. I know
Would
he's
you
on
pay
loan.
60 million quid for 20 goals a season?
Is that what you? Would I pay? Yeah, of course, yeah.
That's where I think Solanke will be at by the end of the season. Yeah, I think he was
You think
kind of
Solanke could get 20 goals this season?
I think he'll be thereabouts.
Sorry, I don't.
Okay.
Is that a hot take?
I didn't think it was. I didn't think it
No,
was that hot of a take.
No, again, I like Solanke as well, but I just can't see him hitting 20 goals this season. I don't know why I'm laughing either. Spurs are a joke to me right now. So anything to do with Spurs, I just find funny. I really do. You know, what crap?
He's got 5 goals so far, and we're a third of the way in. That's in the Premier League.
What, in the Prem or all competitions?
That's just in the Premier.
Okay, well, okay. So
he's got 5 goals in 12 appearances.
Okay, that's not terrible, and I know he does offer more than just goals, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that Bournemouth season last year was a one-off fluke. You know, I just look at them and think, wow, Richarlison, Solanke, and Werner. Like
but Maddison, Son, you know,
Son's not turned up this season.
Mickey van der Ven. No, he hasn't. He's been awful this season. I watched United against Spurs at Old Trafford, and he was off it. I've seen him play before at Old Trafford. He ran the game, and he's just so off it this season. It's a shame.
So yeah, that's the take. What we'll do, I've got one more brief opinion for you. We'll make it a quick one because we've slightly ran over on the opinions because
waffling there.
Spurs, no, it's good, man. It's natural, but it's what Spurs do. They're just comical, aren't they? So you have to laugh at them. My last one for you. It's a fact which you can comment on, I guess. Interesting fact. As it stands, only 2 managers have been sacked so far this season.
Mm-hmm.
So that is Leicester and Man United.
Mm-hmm.
Both have been replaced by Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yes, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That is absolutely brilliant. Love it. Yeah, I'm not sure who we'll see in the next the next transition out of a job. I think it's probably going to be between Wolves and West Ham, depending. So we shall see. But go on, Ruud, and he's doing bits at Leicester as well.
Fair to him. I hope, he started off steady. So
I'll add to that then. Naturally, they've both been replaced by Ruud, and he's been unbeaten with both up to now.
Nice. Okay. Long may it continue for Leicester and Ruud.
Absolutely. Get the spinner up, shall we?
We will. We'll enter brief discussions, and as always, I will get up the spinner. You know what to do, bro.
So, topic 1 today is the Manchester Derby, upcoming on Sunday, 4:30 p.m. kickoff. Topic 2 will be Jose Mourinho, who's been flirting with the media, hasn't he, in the Premier League again. Topic 3 is a bit more into Spurs, but this time, was Conte right?
I hope we don't get that. We're going to go off on Spurs again.
The final topic is the World Cup 2030 and 2034, Europe, and then obviously Saudi Arabia as well.
Okay, good topics there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and spin away, and as I do, you can confirm with your eyes as well as mine, just so we make sure we get the right topic. And we're spinning away. We're spinning. Is it a Spurs bashing? We are. Brief topic number 2. Can you confirm?
Jose
Mourinho.
It's Jose.
Wow, a little bit of Jose. Okay, that's cool.
Well, he's been flirting, hasn't he? I suppose to kick us off.
Yeah.
He's definitely flirting. He's done a couple of interviews recently, which is typical Jose style. When things aren't necessarily going his way, he starts kicking out at the powers that be above him. I don't know if he's trying to engineer a payout and getting sacked again, or what. But yeah, he did an interesting interview on Sky where he sat on a water fountain, was very brazen about coming back to the Premier League when he finishes in Turkey. Basically saying he'll do his 2 years there, then he'll come back, but he doesn't want a club that's in Europe because he doesn't like UEFA.
I mean, yeah, or they don't like him. I don't think he's probably more what it is.
Giving Evertonians hope that he might be their next manager.
Bloody hell! Could you imagine? I do think it's funny, isn't it? I agree. We've seen his face so much more over in in the media the last sort of month, I'd say. Um, you just miss him. You just miss that. Like he's a cheeky chappy, isn't he? You just think, oh, the Prem's better off for having that. And I just think that, well, he might be coming out of Turkey sooner rather than later, because I know Fenerbahce, they lost, so their big rivals Besiktas, they played, I think, last weekend, and he lost. So I think there's a few rumblings already about, he always seems to be the way, doesn't he? He's lost his way a bit with how he plays, but he's not lost his personality. So maybe he's trying to say he'll go to like an Everton or a Wolves, maybe, because, he knows realistically now who else is going to really have him. And I know Wolves have a strong Portugal connection with agents and stuff, so that might be one to what we could coin that here right now. Mourinho to Wolves, maybe.
They've always had a strong Portuguese connection. Half their squad's pretty much always been Portuguese, and they've had numerous managers, obviously,
because of super agents. George Mendes, who was like on their books.
Jorge Mendes, yeah. Yes, is he the one that passed away?
No, that's Raiola.
That is Raiola.
Raiola.
You are right. Yeah, so I'm enjoying seeing Jose back in the media, though. Like you say, his personality. What I would like to see him come back, if he did come to the Prem, though, is come back and do really well, like his first couple of times with Chelsea. I do feel like his final exit with Chelsea, his final exit with United, they've been...
And Tottenham.
Spurs, they've been quite volatile. It's like he's lit a match, thrown it in the room and been like, see ya. But I do like him. I like the way he deals with the media. I like his arrogance. I like the way he winds others up. I'm not sure how to feel about the fact that Ruben Amorim kind of doesn't idolise him. I suppose every young Portuguese coach would idolise him to a point, because he's the template of success. But the fact that he's been in touch with him and stuff like, oh yeah, United's a great club. Really, Jose? Is it? Is that what you think?
It's he just goes on the offensive, doesn't he? Like, he goes on the absolute offensive with he used to with players and the powers that be above him. So
he used to love chucking a player under the bus and telling the media off. Have some respect. Have some respect.
Yeah, he's I think he's itching for a move back. So I mean, I'll be intrigued to see if and when that happens and where he goes. But yeah, no, well. Yeah, I think of Wolves or Everton or a Newcastle, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I think as well,
if you
heard it mentioned on Talk Sport, I think a couple of years ago, he did like an open day, but only with a couple of select journalists. I think it's Henry Winter, and they got to sit down with him for like an hour and a half or a couple of hours and just ask him anything. And apparently, he was absolutely box office. So I'm sure you'll be able to find it on YouTube. But I think it was Henry Winter from TalkSport that went and did it with him on their behalf. And he just said it was brilliant. And he is box office. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that develops.
Well, we will see if and when that happens. And a lot of love for Mourinho from the Football Brief. Always. Well, we are going to end the episode with a segment. We're going to talk a bit, as you are watching the game live, actually, how are we getting on? Score check, Man United?
No, half-time.
Oh. You don't sound very enthused.
We've not been great.
So, because you're watching the game, and I don't feel like we speak about it too much, what did we discuss? Do a quick little chat about Europe, the new format, how Man U are getting on, how Villa are getting on, and just generally what it's like, what we think about it, just for a couple minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm enjoying this new league format, for sure, from my end. I'm liking that you're not just stuck in a group. And you know how it was. You used to see those groups come out and there'd be the group of death. And you'd kind of be able to pinpoint which teams would be going through and play the same teams twice, home and away. And got a bit stale. So actually, I'm really enjoying the new league format to get to see them play different teams throughout. And it's really mixing it up. So thumbs up to the league format. I think teams are trying to navigate their way through as to best practice in this format at the moment. I think next time it comes around next year that it'll be probably even better. because teams will kind of know their way through it, and
Yeah.
maybe have the ability then to get to the back end of it and start resting some of the players because they've secured the spot. But everyone's kind of feeling out, how many points do we need to go through? So yeah, it's great. I think we'll get more variety of games, a better mix of games, and yeah, interesting and good little league so far on both sides.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree. I think you make a good point about teams sort of navigating the space, because I think what we found out already this season, if you get your points on the board early, which I know is, we say that a lot for most leagues, but with this especially, trying to rotate squads and stuff like that, with fixtures coming thick and fast in the Premier League and other cup competitions, I think if we can get the points on the board early enough, and it makes a big difference. I love this new format. I mean, it's Villa's first time in the Champions League for a very long time, and it's really, really refreshing just to play different teams every time. And I think I was speaking to you off air about Villa versus Bayern Munich, and that game in isolation at Villa Park on an evening with the fans, like, I do feel like we could beat most teams, which I don't want that to sound outrageous, but I think because it's an occasion, you're more up for it. But if it was the old format and it's like, okay, we've got to play these guys again now, I don't know how we would get on at the Allianz Arena against Bayern Munich. So it's just nice to have these one-offs. Thanks for the 3 points. See you later. On to Bologna or on to Celtic. And it's just, yeah, I think it's fun for the fans as well. They get to travel to these different places. You're not seeing the same team, going to different countries. And
Every game is a cup final.
Real good thing that UEFA have done. Probably the best thing they've done in I don't know how long. So,
well done, UEFA.
Credit where credit's due. Yeah. So UEFA, you've done something right finally. So well done on that. Thoroughly enjoying it. Villa sit fifth in the Champions League
as well,
which is yeah, mate. Like if I still think we've got Celtic at home. Sorry, Monaco away first, and Celtic at home. I still think we need to win both of those to secure top 8 automatic places. I think we can beat Celtic. I think we can beat both, but Monaco will be tough. So yeah, we sit fifth, and Man U, your boys currently.
You sit fifth. So you've got Liverpool leading the Champions League table. Liverpool, Barcelona, Arsenal, Leverkusen, Aston Villa, and Inter. Look at you guys just sat there in names of huge. I mean, obviously Villa's a huge club.
Yeah,
European Cup winners, of course, but current like absolute giants of the game. Barcelona, Liverpool, Arsenal been competing for the league for the last couple of years. These teams, and you're just little Villa just sat there chilling. Absolutely love it.
No, it's good. It's good, mate. It's been a great season so far, and we're just enjoying the ride. So yeah.
We're 11th. Less said about that, the better. We really need to get a win out of this game. We're 11th. One good thing is we haven't lost in our last 5 games, but we've drawn. We drew 3, and we have won the last 2. So I'm hoping now we're on a uphill surge. I mean, this is kind of a bit typical this first half. It's 71% possession for United. I think we've had 380 something passes as opposed to their 150 odd passes.
Yeah.
And we've only had 2 shots on target. It's guys, come on. So
yeah, I hate these random teams that they're just hard to play against because they don't really do. They just set up so defensively, and they're in awe of who they're playing. So they just sit back, don't they? Which is good for them, but not for you and your boys who want to just get the 3 points and get out of that place. But I have to ask you,
-1 as well. Horrible for them.
Yeah, and probably on a plastic pitch as well, which is always annoying as well. We have gone over slightly anyway, so I'm going to ask you, just as it's a massive weekend, Villa play Forest, that's going to be big for us. But Man U v Man City, both teams aren't really. They're not in a great vein of form, and
form goes out the window.
Exactly, it does. But what are your thoughts, just quickly on that? Because I feel like this is going to be. This is like a weird, for the first time in years, where I don't know who's going to win this.
Usually I know. I actually feel hopeful.
I'm like City, but now I'm like, wow, this could go either way.
Yeah, I'm actually hopeful. I'm hopeful, and Amorim has got experience slapping City, beat them 4-1 in.
Recently.
Sporting. Yeah. So let's go. Ready for it. Feeling excited.
Look at it. Let's go.
I could see maybe kind of a 1-1 or 2-2 score draw. I can see. I'd be happy with that. I'd take that now. Can't really see us nicking it. I don't think we've got. Maybe 2-1 if I'm being hopeful.
Okay, nice.
If I'm being hopeful, but I think more likely a score draw.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for the prediction. All eyes will be on Man United versus Man City this weekend. I'm sure some big fixtures going on. So the next time we record, I think I'll be in the UK if we get it done. So hopefully we'll get one out next week. The plan is to still get the episode out, but just in case you don't, as I'm going to be on a busy schedule, as are you, it may be the week after, but we'll definitely try and get one out before Christmas, and we'll do a bit of a bumper episode. And yeah, as always, pleased to brief you.